We have with us Mr. Cassio Simões, Managing Director of Tetra Pak, a company that is a global leader in innovative and sustainable packaging solutions. Mr. Simões has extensive experience in driving business growth and sustainability initiatives and plays a pivotal role in advancing the company's commitment to a circular economy. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Cassio.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure for being here after 15 months now in India.
Great to have you here. And I think for a very critical conversation, which really is the need of the hour, the first thing, Cassio, I would like to ask you here is, Tetra Pak is a B2B company, and yet it is often or most often known as, when it comes to sustainability discussions, as more outspoken and a very active brand. Tell our viewers, tell our audience here, why is that so?
Okay. Let me share with you a short story to help me answering this question. Many years ago, in 2017, I was part of a group of executives in Brazil that we went to Stockholm in Sweden to have this innovation week there. And it was actually the mission of this team was to see how Sweden is connecting the startups with the government, with the academia, and also with the industry, and talking about pure innovation. And I had the opportunity to have one session with the seat development department in Stockholm, and it was very interesting to see how they were connecting. I mean, they were building this ecosystem of startups, supporting the development department on their sustainability goals. Stockholm wants to be one of the most sustainable cities in the world. And it was, this guy was presenting this beautiful project that they want to use the organic waste of Stockholm to make biogas and feed the heating systems of the houses during the winter time. And when he was about to end the presentation, I came with this, it was quite funny because it was quite a silly question. What is the payback of this project? And he frowned at me, and what do you mean with payback? I said, yeah, payback, it's a huge investment. No, there is no payback. Payback is not a decision factor for moving on with this project. It is, I mean, this is a long-term vision, long-term commitment in terms of sustainability for Stockholm City. At that time, I did realize that this environmental stewardship is a core value to Sweden. And most of our sustainability commitments in Tetra Pak, they come from this Swedish heritage.
But just a thing on perception, customers, of course, play a very important role, but a common perception amongst the consumers is that Tetra Pak, whether it's the packaging, whether it's the product, whether it's the cartons, are not recyclable. How will you change that perception, and why do the customers have this perception?
Yeah, interesting question, because first time when I landed in India, 1st June of last year, I was going through the immigration counter, and this officer, when he saw my passport, my visa, do you work for Tetra Pak? Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, why your cartons are difficult to recycle? And it was my first interaction in India explaining to this gentleman that, no, I mean, it is recyclable. And I told him the whole story behind. But yes, we do recognize that there is a lack of awareness from the consumer side when we talk about recycling of Tetra Pak cartons. Actually, what I have realized is that the consumers, they don't know about the whole recycling, advanced recycling process that we have established here in India. They have no clue about it. And cartons, our carton packages, they are composed of 75% paper, 20% polyethylene, and 5% aluminum. All of them, all these materials, they are fully recyclable, and they have been recycled in India, individually or when they are together.
So like you said, lack of awareness. What really is the company, what is Tetra Pak doing to change that perception?
Yeah, and as we recognize that we are using these sort of photos to promote the recycling of Tetra Pak cartons. We are using our social media platforms because we see three main perceptions here in India. The first one is that Tetra Pak cartons are difficult to recycle, but it's not. Tetra Pak is fully recyclable packaging. And you have three ways of recycle Tetra Pak packaging. First one, you don't need to separate any layer of this package. You put all of them together. You compress with temperature and pressure, and you can manufacture this type of, I have one example here.
Great, you're carrying it to show us. Oh, wow.
It is a composite sheet. With this kind of material, you can build pallets, you can build furnitures. Even in South America, we build houses with this sort of material. So the second one is that 70%, 75% paper. You just put all the cartons in a hydra pulper, that is a big mixer, with water. You don't need to add anything. There is no need for enzymes, any sort of other product. Just water, and with mechanical action, you can extract the whole paper of this carton. And you can use this paper in paperboard applications. And there is a third element that is an innovation that we are exploring now in Europe, that with the chemical recycling, you can separate the three layers of cartons.
So a lot is being done on that sphere. Thank you for sharing that with us. Obviously, it is your interest to sell more, but I think as all of us, as citizens, one worries about overconsumption. Tell us, how does one maintain that balance?
I always split this in two different aspects. Just for you to give some figures, because this overconsumption word I do think that we can grow the business without talking about overconsumption. If you think about, according to World Bank, in 2050, we are going to be 10 billion people in this planet. Today we are 8 billion. 30% of the whole food produced in the world today is wasted, okay? And most of it is related to not having an appropriated packaging. If you take into consideration in this equation as well, that under development countries, they will grow fast. People will have a better income per capita, and consumption will grow as well. So you see that this whole equation shows us that in 2050, we need 60% more land to feed the whole population. So there is a huge blue ocean to be conquered in terms of growing the business. We grow the business, we can decouple our growth when we talk about the environment as well. From 2010 to 2020, Tetra Pak grew the business while we reduce our carbon footprint in 70%.
Just a last question, like you're saying, the initiatives Tetra Pak is doing, but just quickly before we wrap, I want to ask, I think it's a very critical question here. When, as consumers, very often we just think about recycling. It's the best way as sustainability. But as brands, when they think of sustainability, there's so much more. There's carbon emissions, there's net zero, climate goals. What is your pitch as a partner to some of the biggest F&B brands?
Our pitch to customers definitely is not only about recycling. We know that we give them all the spectrum about sustainability. And what I see here in India is that all the customers that I have interacted, they are all thinking about sustainability because they know that it's a license to operate. Okay, all of them, they have clear goals. Some of them in more advanced phase, some of them in less advanced phase, but they are thinking about that. And what is the commitment, or what is our pitch from Tetra Pak to them? We are not only a packaging material company. We also build food processing equipments, so we can help them to meet their net zero goals with equipments that can reduce energy consumption, electricity, water waste in their factories. That's what we know how to do it. We had the knowledge to do that.
And you have been doing it for a while. It's been a pleasure to have you with us today here. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Cassio.
Thank you so much.
A big round of applause, please.
Just one last word. I mean, sustainability is not only about the industry and the government. You know, it is not an individual effort. It's a collective effort. I used to say that we can, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much, you know, and I keep repeating even in Hindi, you know, Akili humbu ho, kan hasil kar sakti hai. Saath milkar humbu ho, kuch hasil kar sakti hai.
Whoa! Thank you so much.
much.
And definitely we can do it collectively. Thank you so much.